Good afternoon and welcome to Valley Views. I'm your host, Glenn Edison. Certainly glad to have you today. And special thankful to BTC Fiber, our host and sponsor of our program. You can see our program on BTC Fiber's YouTube page as well as Channel 18. So watch it and hit like and subscribe for our YouTube page. We're always looking for that. Today we have with us Travis Smith, and he's co-owner here of the lab.
That's correct.
All right, I just want to make sure I had that right. And this is a new center that's been set up here in Pikeville, and it has a lot of uses, and we're going to talk to Travis about that. And so Travis, just kind of drive us through this. How what brought the idea up about having a place like this?
Okay. Well, first of all, thanks for coming up here and interviewing us and talking about us a little bit. We really appreciate it. But what kind of brought it about is I have about a 25-year background of working in sports medicine, working with different sports injuries and traveling with different, as a certified athletic trainer and physical therapist, I've worked a lot with sports injuries. And over that time, it's always become a need of mine to be able to take athletes to another level when they're injured. And because, a lot of times in a standard clinic, you can rehab a certain amount, but then there's very sport-specific activities that we would like to be able to, for example, if you're a basketball player, and we're sitting here on our basketball court right now, but if you don't have that opportunity in the clinic a lot of times to be able to watch the athlete actually do layups and dribbling drills on hardwood before they return to sports. And that's been something that kind of was behind the idea. And then when we saw the opportunity for this 20,000 square foot facility to open up, we jumped on it and bought it and started designing the places. We kind of feel like we're a little bit like mad scientists, and anything we can think of that we could throw in here for a different kind of sports rehab, or even just improving uninjured athletes, to be able to do that. We've tried to implement it here.
Well, what are some of the programs you offer here for the injured as well as the non-injured? Okay,
so basically the building is set up with we have when you first come into the building, we have treadmills and bikes and weight machines that are very good for people maybe who are transitioning back into strength training or getting started for the first time. That's a very good setup. Then we also have a turf field for turf sports like baseball and soccer and football. They can get out there and work on the turf field. We have the basketball court. We have a major league pitching mound upstairs, so baseball and softball can work out up there. We're in the process of building an archery range so that we can work with rehabbing archers or just doing lessons and training people that want to maybe learn about archery. Then we have a very elaborate free weight system that we've put in that allows everyone from beginner strength trainers to professional athletes. There's something here to challenge everyone. And then we're also implementing a new section for Spartan race training, which will include stuff like rope climbing and hanging, a lot of American Ninja Warrior type stuff where you have to build up your grip strength to hang a lot and that sort of thing. Yeah, tough stuff, yeah.
Well, that sounds interesting. Well, you mentioned your background, so when did this open?
So we did our soft opening about a month ago, so probably about the 1st of March.
And since then, has it been fairly busy?
Well, we've really been surprised. We're quickly approaching 100 accounts.
Really?
Which would be, some of those are family accounts, and so it might be 4 or 5 people in those accounts. So those are all things that we've implemented, and so we've been very surprised at how quickly this has taken off. A lot of people were very questioning of the fact that we're building this. The big question we always get is, why are you building this out here in the valley? Why don't you build this in Chattanooga? And and I tried to originally answer the question. Well, we're, I'm from here. I'm from the valley, so I wanted to do it in the valley. But then I just started answering it like this. Why don't they move Area 51 to Las Vegas? That have a lot more traffic.
Yeah.
But that's not what we're doing here. We don't want traffic. We want people who want to get stronger, who want to improve their lives or their ability to play their sport, and then be able to implement that here and allow them to focus on that, to sharpen their sword, if you will, here.
So, do you have memberships, or with the ones who are injured, I guess you have the rehab part through, I guess that's through Erlanger Nominee?
Absolutely. If you are a patient of Omni Rehab at any of our 3 offices in Pikeville, Dunlap, or Dayton, you get a month of free training here after you're done with your rehab.
Oh, okay.
We want people to be able to utilize this to make that stepping stone into, if you're an athlete that plays baseball, we want you to be able to come back in here and work out, on the mound and get back to it. If you're an older person who just loves to play golf, and you've had a knee replacement and you want to be able to do that, we want you to be able to go up and hit a golf ball in our driving range and be able to implement that before you return back to play. But yes, we do sell memberships after that month is over. We've tried to make it very reasonable for you to come. It's about $39 a month for an individual, and it's $10 for each individual person after that in the family.
Well, that's not bad. I mean, if you really consider other major places, that's not a bad.
Yeah, I had a family come in here this past week who said they're paying in either North Georgia or Chattanooga area, they were paying $40 for a 30-minute booking of a batting cage. And so, if you think about, we're charging basically $40 for the entire month, and you can use the batting cage unlimited. So I mean, I feel like we've one of the things about running a business in the rural area that we've learned is that you've got to provide value for your customers. You can't just depend on patriotism to get them to do business with you. You've got to provide them a product that that's worth them staying here and not driving off for.
Right, and that's really important. So I was talking to you earlier. What about your hours, so people know what your hours are?
So right now we're open Monday through Saturday, 6 days a week, from 5 a.m. till 10 p.m.
Okay, so if they wanted to get in an early workout before school or work, they can do that.
Absolutely. And we've got showers here for them to shower before if they want to get ready here and go to work, whatever their needs are.
So y'all really convenient, really.
That's what we're trying to be. Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good to know, because I'm sure everybody likes that. So right now it's open to the facility in Sequatchie here and Dayton. That's anyone outside of that? Could they?
Absolutely. That's a great question. So right now we work with Bledsoe and Sequatchie County High Schools. So they've kind of been our focus of those.
Right.
Those 2 high schools are what we really want to provide for first. But then we're planning several camps, and we have speed classes and strength conditioning classes and things like this that's open to athletes all over that are interested in coming up here.
Oh, okay. And where do you? I know it takes more than just yourself to work here. Where do you get your staff? Are they?
All of our staff are local folks that have a background in exercise physiology or something of that effect, because we want people here that can answer questions and show you how to use the equipment, because a lot of people are just very intimidated when they walk into a facility like this. They don't know where to get started.
Right.
And so what we want to be able to do is to give them that ability to come in safely in an informed way and develop a program that helps them meet their goals.
Okay, so anybody, any age, really?
Absolutely.
Now, is there a age limit that you have? I mean, as far as how young they can be?
So that's something we're still working on. But really, what we're doing is if the young folks aren't old enough to use the equipment and they can't use it and follow instructions, we don't charge the parents for them, but the parents are responsible for keeping up with them.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. But if they're, if the child is old, and that's why it's hard to set just an age, because there are some kids that we have coming in here who are intense about working out.
Right.
They might be 12 years old, but they're they're serious about their sport. So we don't want to limit it to where 12-year-olds can't come in, but like I said, we really go case by case on how the child can participate and follow instruction and safely participate in the activities.
Right. Well, that's good because you want to be safe. That's for sure.
Well, absolutely. Our motto is we want this place to be fun, safe, and clean. Those are the things that right now, especially during COVID, we're taking it very seriously with the whole process of we want it to be a clean, safe, and fun place for you to come and get better at your sport.
Well, that's good, and I'm sure it's been receptive with the athletes around here, hasn't it?
Absolutely. We've had a very, very good response, and of course we're going to let Bledsoe and Sequatchie County schools, as long as they are coming as a team, utilize the facility for free. So if football team wants to come in, you may have noticed the large projection screen that we have over the turf field, but we have a 4K laser projector that is a movie theater quality projector, and we want football teams to be able to come in here and watch film of other teams while they're practicing on the field. So we really want to integrate film and practice together, which I think is a fairly unique idea.
Oh, so that's totally new to this whole area anyway.
Yeah, I think so.
And that would be good for those teams.
Mm-hmm.
And because there's a lot of good athletes in the valley I've seen over the years, and some I thought were college worthy, but just didn't make that next step.
That's right. They need some guidance, and to basically hone those skills, they need people to be reminding them how important it is to keep their grades up.
Right.
And then another thing is that this has provided a place for a lot of teenagers to come in and work out and be very positive in what they're doing, as opposed to being in trouble.
Right,
and
exactly.
Because the prisons are full of tremendous athletes,
yes.
and we don't want that to see that with any of our kids here from here in the valley.
Well, it gives them a place to be, where they don't have to be around. Because here you wouldn't be around the criminal life.
Well, and that's the thing about this facility too, is that I don't want to say that we're going to discriminate on the basis of people's actions.
Right.
And if you come in here and anybody's looking for trouble, and we're going to ask them to leave.
Right.
And it's because we go back to that fun, safe, and clean environment that we want people to be able to experience as part of their physical fitness program.
Well, you have that camaraderie.
Absolutely.
And that's really important because you build friendships. And I know throughout the years that I've been here, I have friends in Bledsoe and Sequatchie County, and some I don't always see all the time because of the mileage difference and just not seeing them on a daily basis.
Right.
But just knowing you have that friend.
Absolutely. It's important.
And that, like you said, that brings the students together here. And I like the idea you got this hardwood floor for the basketball and the AstroTurf over there for the football and other things. And of course, I see you got the soccer nets up. And of course, it's a big area here, so you got plenty of room to do a lot of things.
Absolutely. It really has worked out better than we even thought.
Right. Well, that's good. I think it probably is exciting to the athletes because it gives them something extra. Maybe some of them were maybe doing in their own home at their basement or something.
Right.
And this gives them an opportunity where they don't have to do it at home.
Well, like you said, COVID drove a lot of people into their garages and their basements to work out. That became a big trend. But the problem is, people need that encouragement, and they need that camaraderie, like you said. And I think that's where we're going to be able to be here in that situation as we start to continually come out of COVID. We're going to be able to provide that product for the community, to be able to have that good, positive people to be around. Because people who come in a place like this are motivated. They want to get better. They want to be moving forward in their sport or their activity or their general health. And I think that's important. The people you the people you associate yourself with have a lot to do with, instead of sitting on the couch, playing video games, you're in here trying to improve yourself and your performance.
Well, until you have people around you,
Mm-hmm.
whereas I know of a man who was working out at home, and he was lifting his bar, and he slipped and fell across the throat, and he choked to death.
Yeah.
He died. And being at home, you might be doing something wrong or not the correct way.
Right.
And where here you got somebody that say, hey, this is the way you do this.
Yeah, and that's another good point, is that we never have this place unstaffed. In a time when the trend is give everybody a code or something, and they come in and they work 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
We always have our staff here during the from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. There's someone here to call 911. We have an AED. We've taken steps to make sure that we've got as safe an environment as possible.
Right, because you never know. Accidents do happen all the time.
Absolutely. In the best planned situations, things go wrong. Yeah.
And I'm glad you mentioned the AED, because you never know. Someone may think they're in good health but have something wrong that they didn't realize they had wrong.
Yeah. One thing that we've, going back to that, we have our partnership with Erlanger in this has been very important. And right now we do at the Erlanger Bledsoe, we do the cardiac and pulmonary rehab there. And we're really excited about getting to start a phase 3 cardiac rehab, which is more of where you don't have to have telemetry, and you start integrating those cardiac patients back in, and pulmonary patients. And I think we're going to see a lot of pulmonary stuff with COVID coming off, and being able to focus classes towards those folks to be able to get them back to the respiratory situation, their oxygen consumption that they need to be able to get back to their daily lives.
Well, that'd be good, because I know a lot of people, including myself, they're just out of shape. Because
it's easy to do, especially after a year of kind of quarantining and those sorts of things. We spent a lot of time with little Debbie, and it's time to break up with her and get out and get back active. So.
Yeah, I know my doctor asked me yesterday, said, how much are you walking? I said, well.
Yeah, exactly. Well, most people are guilty of that, and me included. And so I've been using this place myself, trying to get a little better, because I had COVID. I ended up in the hospital for about 4 days in January with double COVID pneumonia. And so that's the reason my heart kind of goes towards this idea of helping COVID patients, because if it hits you hard, it really is a hard thing on your lungs and getting your breathing back to where it needs to be.
And how we've not talked about this yet, but how, if someone wants to become a member or join or come, what's the process?
So the process is we run everything through an app, and but to get the app, you come in, you talk to us, you contact us through social media, and we'll put a phone number out as well that you can call. When you send us an email, or we get your email address rather, we'll send you an email, an invite, and then that invite you then respond to it, and that tells you how to set up the account. And so then you download the app, and then you can go right on the app and you can see what classes are available for the week, and you can book yourself in different classes, or you can just come in and work out, and you can see if the basketball court is Roy Pankey is doing basketball training in here. And Roy's a very well known all over the region. In fact, on Saturdays and Sundays right now, we've got the parking lot sitting full of cars from Hamilton County and Knox County, and in Meigs County. I mean, we see them from all over the place that are coming here to train with Roy, and so. But you can, like, if you're wanting to come down and play basketball, you can look on there and you can say, oh, Roy's going to be on the court from 4 to 6, so I'll just come at 6 when he's done. And it just keeps you from making a drive down here and then you have to wait. It lets people just good information, good communication.
Well, that's good. And it sounds like any other future plans you have to add to what you're doing?
Absolutely. So we're sitting on just under 5 acres. So we really look forward to developing the outside. We want to get a football upright so that we can work on kicking field goals and stuff like that outside. We've got a little practice field. We're wanting to develop some outdoor obstacle stuff that we want to do for people who are, we really want to try to give a place to really challenge first responders, like law enforcement or firemen or EMS services, or anyone who's going to need to be able to physically do something in order to help others.
Right.
And people who are going into the Army, maybe want to train a little bit, get ready for boot camp a little bit, they can have some of those obstacle course type experiences before they get there.
And is there maybe, I'm sure y'all don't have one here, but a track around near here that people could use to run? So
that's one thing that we're looking at, as far as there is a track in town over by the old high school.
Oh yes.
There's a track over there, but we have the turf field here. That is a great place when it's raining or something, or when it's cold or hot. We'll be able to have a place for people to come in and be able to escape the elements a little bit and walk some during the day.
Well, that'd be good I know there's a lot of runners out there.
Absolutely.
And that was, well, Travis, is there anything else that maybe we've overlooked or hadn't talked about that we?
Well, everybody thinks of this as this great sports medicine complex, but I think it's important for people to know that all their physical therapy and occupational therapy needs, we can take care of those. If not just athletes, but if you've had a stroke or a knee replacement or anything like that, we have pediatrics. We have a wide variety of therapy options to be able to.
That's right. It's down here in these offices.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Like I mentioned earlier, we've got a great relationship with Erlanger, the Erlanger Bledsoe. They came in and we've moved the outpatient therapies department from the hospital, from the Erlanger Bledsoe over here into the building. So we've got a beautiful, a little over 3,000 square foot facility here inside the building, just for physical therapy and occupational therapy.
Oh, well, that's good. Because I mean, that's a big thing for a lot of people, not just elderly folks, but a lot of people.
Yes, absolutely. It's and of course that's our background. Omni started 20 years ago here in the Valley, doing just that, and so we want to. This just gives us a broader canvas to paint on. This is something that we're excited about growing our company through this.
Well, I know I see y'all, especially during the football season. I see y'all in the field with the teams.
Absolutely, yeah. 20 years we've stood on the sidelines with Bledsoe and Sequatchie County High School. So we're starting to feel old though, because we're starting to see the kids of those players we started with out there now. So that's but that's also makes me feel good that to have that. Just I think we've successfully been able to make Omni part of the local community here in the Valley.
Well, that's good. We all need those friendships in the community, the camaraderie, as I mentioned earlier. Was there anything else you'd like to add, Travis?
No, I just and we appreciate Bledsoe Fiber for helping us out with some of the technology stuff here in the building. It's been great. I think we'll probably have to rehab a few whiplashes from how fast how fast our Wi-Fi is in here. So people have to come by and try it out.
All right. Thanks, Travis. I appreciate it. And folks, watch BTC Fiber YouTube. Go to our link, subscribe, where you can get all the other programs that come along with BTC Fiber on their YouTube page as well. Also, BTC Fiber Channel 18. So, see you there.
Hey everybody, this is Glenn Edison from Valley Views. We appreciate you watching our shows, and we would like for you to like, share, and follow us on Facebook, as well as like and subscribe to our YouTube page.
Brought to you by Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative, your full-service telecommunications provider right here in the Sequatchie Valley.